Anyway, what I wanted to talk about really was the totality. And in any event, ignorance is bliss, but if you live in pursuit of truth the way I have, eventually you are going to get close to something that is incredibly disturbing. And it's basically a central universal energy, 0 point. It's also been referred to as Zep Tepi, sort of like the beginning. There was a South American shaman who referred to it as he felt like he was approaching this pillar of white light, and he felt like it would obliterate him if he got too close. And before I go any further, I just want to say that how important love is, because basically the totality for me was like an infinitesimal point, like at the center of my being, at the center of my skull, if you will. And it also seemed like that same point was at the center of everything else. And it was just it's kind of soul crushing, because it's just like, it's so empty and it's so painful and it's so terrifying. It's like the void behind your eyes. And but that's why love is so important, because like if you go there with compassion, you understand it more. If you go there with love in your heart, then you can have love for everything, and it doesn't, it's not going to completely wreck you. Because like, if you go there without love, you're going to end up like some people have. And like, for instance, the movie Lord of Illusions, the main antagonist in that, he's like this floating undead guy with a jacked up third eye, and he basically wants to kill everything, because he got too close to that central point without love in his heart, and it's just too much or too little. And but if you go there with love, it's like the Big Bang itself is an expression of love. It's like my abyss, my goddess, this is how much I love you. I give you the universe. And it just, love is the answer. Love is the way. And, I grew up being taught that, like, whatever idea you put out in the universe, it eventually comes back. And it may not come back as soon as you would like, but there is like a reflective property to everything, in that, the interconnectedness of everything. And, just about everything that I have ever wanted has eventually come back to me, just like ideas I had when I was a kid, and it eventually came back in a form that was too perfect, something that I could not have possibly anticipated. I feel as if, in a way, the universe wants to give everyone exactly what they want. It's just, we try to rush things, we get impatient, we get desperate, and I think we ruin it a lot of the times. And unfortunately, and I don't want to get conspiratorial, but I think there are powerful, intelligent people that really prey on that. They want to sort of get in the way of your natural process, and then try to offer you some shiny, materialistic alternative that benefits them. And, I guess if you look at it with a sense of humor, it's kind of hilarious, but I think there is that element of, extreme manipulation. And, the mind is pretty fragile. Psychologically, you can build yourself up to the point that you're like, close to invincible mentally. But, impressionable minds, like children's minds, like, man, I just remember this. I was in the grocery store, and I'm a big guy. I'm kind of intimidating, even though I'm a really nice guy. But like, so there's this little guy, this kind of oafish, dumbass-looking guy, and he's got his 2 little kids in a shopping cart. And, I smile at him, without teeth, because if I show people my teeth, it's like they think I want to eat them, and then, but well, it's true. Like on a biological level, like. If you show teeth, that means you want to eat somebody, or another animal. And like, I never understood when I was younger, like when I would grin at people, they'd give me like this, like really mean look, like, what the fuck, what's wrong? But anyway, so I just smile at this oaf, at this guy who's talking to his kids, and he just looks at me like I'm the devil, he just, and anyway, so I'm going over to get some V8, and some V8 Fusion from the juice aisle, and I realize he's talking to his kids about like how they're terrible people and how they're gonna go to hell if they're not saved, so I'm guessing he was like a pastor or something, but it was so uncomfortable. I mean, that was like the most awkward experience I've ever had in a grocery store, because like I know in my heart I'm probably like a much nicer guy than that guy. Oh yeah, but what I was getting at is it's like he had like a sanctioned rape of his children's minds in public, and it's like I couldn't say anything. It's like I'm not going to reprimand a parent for how he raises his kids, but it was disgusting, especially added to the fact that he's looking at me like I'm the bad guy. It's just absurd, just totally absurd. Yeah, religion is definitely a major facet of manipulation. I mean, most of the people on the planet are adults who believe in a fairy tale. That's that's how funny it is. The way my dad explained it to me when I was younger, basically, though, is that like simple-minded people need like a simple explanation of things that frighten them. So I suppose viewing it that way, I can have compassion. I can have compassion for idiots, but I don't really suffer fools very well. I'm kind of over them.